So sometimes we don't get the equations we would like to have. And for example, you might get an equation like this, which is a square root equation, right? I'm putting a square root in. It has an x inside, so you know that's what you're solving for. But I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And this does not look like what we had earlier. And you might say it's a square root equation, and you might say, okay, I'll just square both sides. Square the left-hand side, and square the right-hand side. Now, here's the problem with that. The problem with that is that you've made your life very messy, because on the left-hand side, you suddenly need to FOIL this out. And it's going to give you this times this, gives you just plain old x plus 1. But then you're going to have a 4x plus 1 and another 4 square root of x plus 1. So 8 square root x plus 1 plus 16 is equal to 100. And you've ended up with something that's even more complicated than what you started with. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So let's start over. Once again, you had square root of x plus 1 plus 4 is equal to 10. And the difference is this plus 4. Well, you know very well that you can get rid of that. You can move that from the left-hand side just by subtracting it. So that gives you square root of x plus 1 is equal to 6. And now, as long as your square root is by itself, when you square that square root only, it's going to sort of undo the square root. And you'll just be left with x plus 1 is equal to 36. So x is 35. Likewise, it could get even a little bit more complicated. You could have something like, let's say, 12 times the square root of x plus 1 plus 4 is equal to 10. And you're going to do the same thing you would do as if you had 12q plus 4 is equal to 10, right? Let's worry about this thing later, but the first thing we would do is subtract 4 from both sides. So we'll do the same thing here, which gives us 12 times the square root of x plus 1 is 6. And now, still, I'd like to get rid of that 12. So I'm going to divide both sides by 12. And we're left with square root of x plus 1 equals 6 over 12 is 1/2. And now, yes, we can square both sides. So that's going to give us, on the left-hand side, we just get rid of the square root. On the right-hand side, we're left with 1/4. We're still going to subtract 1, and however you're going to do your fractions, we end up with x is negative 3/4, or negative 0.75.